Welcome to episode 2 of How I Chop CPALE. So, thank you so much for still sticking with me here. And in today's episode, I'm going to go over my daily routine during the time I had as a reviewee in the official normal day to day review season. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Starting at 6 a.m. Yes, I wake up at 6 a.m. because I like to start my days kind of early, and then I give myself a few minutes to get up and to freshen myself, and by 6:15 a.m. I start to exercise. Now I know what you're thinking. Exercise? How do you even find the time to exercise? But there's a reason behind this, and I'll explain why. I do this for two reasons. First, because of health, and secondly, because I found that exercising really boosted my mood. It kind of activated my endorphins, yes, but it just gave me a kind of energy to get through the day. And I think I love the feeling of feeling refreshed right after you get a good workout in. So that definitely helped. Then at 7:15 a.m., I would eat breakfast, and by 7:30 a.m., I start to study. Now, if you're a normal reviewee who enrolls in review centers, I think you'll find that most people are morning class reviewees because I think the morning schedules have more slots. But me, because I enrolled late actually, I was an afternoon reviewee. And so instead of going to review centers in the morning, what I did was I did my own studying at home for more or less 3 to 4 hours as well, just like the normal class you'd have in the morning sessions. And then I would end by 11:30 to take an early lunch and to get ready for the day, to take a bath, and to also kind of have a bit of me time before 12:30 p.m. when I would leave to go to review. So review classes, they run for around 4 hours. We start at 1 p.m. and we end as early as 4 or 4:30 or at the most case 5 p.m. And so after the classes, I would go straight home and then I would take a break. I would eat dinner. I would also wash up, and then I'd have a bit of time to de-stress and call some of my family members back at home before I went in again to study for a bit more during the evening. So around 7:30 p.m. or 8 p.m. I would start, and then I would go mostly do some backlogs I had if ever there were from the classes a while ago, or I would review in the next topics for the day or answer the handouts in advance. And so by 11:30 more or less, I would lie down, and I think this is the most important part for every reviewee. I did have some me time, so I just de-stressed, cleared my mind, watched videos, sent reels, and talked to some of my other friends who were likewise reviewing for the board exam in their own respective ways. And then by around 12 a.m., most of the time and latest, I would sleep because I'm not a night owl kind of person, so I never really studied until 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. And I never pull all-nighters because getting less than 5 hours of sleep never does wonders for my body. So I preferred to start my day earlier. And though I only got around 6 to 7 hours of sleep on the regular, it worked for me and I enjoyed the schedule that I plotted out for myself. So that was how it was for most days, especially the weekdays. The weekends would be a bit more lax, so sometimes I'd wake up a bit later because I wouldn't have to go out to review classes in the afternoon, so I could spend some time still catching up on backlogs or doing the other tougher subjects and topics that I felt like needed more work for me. But also Saturdays and Sundays were very much mixed with other activities, so going out with family members or eating dinner or hanging out with friends or exercising with them. So it was definitely more relaxed during the weekends, and it was kind of like finding the right balance because me as a reviewee, to be honest, I was very wary of time. Like the feeling, when you want to manage your time well, and so every moment that you feel like you're not doing something productive, it kind of eats at you or it kind of gives you a guilty conscience. And I was very much someone who was like that. But then I think I was also really helped by the times that I spent away from my books and just like had some time to breathe for a bit. So I was lucky to have people around me who reminded me to also take care of myself, and I found that helped me not to be too focused on studying to the point where it would really give me over anxiety if ever I was doing something that wasn't studying. So that was my daily routine in a nutshell, and as a little bonus, I'll also walk you through the study schedule I maintain per week. Now, this would be different for each person, but this one I have over here on the screen is patterned after the schedule that my review center allotted for our classes. So again, I was the afternoon session, and this is how we did it every day. So Monday would be 1 hour of audit, followed by 3 hours of tax. On Tuesday, it would be 2 hours of audit, then 2 hours of mass. Wednesdays were 1 hour of audit, and then 3 straight hours of RFBT. Thursdays were full 4-hour FAR classes, so fried brain energy. And then Fridays were 1 hour of mass and 3 hours of FAR. So more or less 3 to 4 hours really per subject every day, and this would run for Monday to Friday. And as I mentioned, Saturdays and Sundays were mostly for catching up on other things or dedicating time to those topics that I felt needed more attention. So that was my daily routine and my study schedule. And in the next video, I'm finally going to get to what I think most people are really looking forward to, and that will be the study tips that I have, followed by a little deep dive into each subject of the board exam and things I can say about them, as well as the reviewers that I use, because I know a lot of people have really been asking for that. So as always, thank you so much for listening, and if you want to, or if you have someone else that you could share it to, please do feel free to send this to other people or to connect with me on other socials that I've listed here on the screen. 100% voluntary, no force, and honestly, I'm just really thankful that you're here and that you made it through to the end and to this part of the video. So thank you. I'll see you in the next episode, so stay tuned, God bless always, and bye-bye.